Peace, peace. This is Brother Faheem, and you are now tuned in to the Lead with Logic podcast. You know the vibes. Peace, 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 peace. What's going on, good people? Man, this is your gracious and humble host, Brother Faheem. Always glad to see you guys. Always glad to see you guys. Man, we have another wonderful episode ahead. We have a guest that should be joining us here pretty soon. So it's a banger. It has a lot to do with health being wealth, and keeping with the theme of trying to enhance our health, right? Keep our health on the up and up, and stay as healthy as possible. I thought that I would bring in a brother who has absolutely made his life work to help people in the healthcare area. And so, yeah, we got my man coming in pretty soon. Peace, peace, whoever that is out there. You know what? While I got y'all, let me. I wish it was a way. You know what? It is a way. I'm tripping. I'm going to get the people in here. While I don't get the people in, give me a sec. Yeah, man. Whoever that is out there, if you will, go into the comments and let me know who you are. And if you're on Facebook, on YouTube, wherever you are, please invite some people. Please invite some people. Y'all come on over. Come on over. We would love to have you. We would love to have you. Would love to have you. Hopefully you guys are having a great Monday. It doesn't have to be a blue Monday. They say Mondays are oftentimes blue, but they don't have to be. Doesn't have to be true. Yeah, hopefully you guys Monday worked out. Got some sunshine. Everybody loves the sunshine. All that good stuff. Let me call some people in. Call some people right on in here. Like I said, when you come into the chat, let me know who you are. When you come on, make sure you invite some people. Invite 20 people. Get the people over here. We're getting ready to have some great material for you guys. Some great information for you guys. I'm just excited. Yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of discussion around health. And who better to have on there than a brother who is absolutely doing it, right? Yeah, a brother whose company is based around health. Yes. Yes. Yeah, whoever that is, you give us a second. We will be getting started here in a quick sec. We get started in a quick sec. Wherever you are, hopefully it's sunshine, blue skies. Hopefully it's sunshine, blue skies, wherever you are. Yeah. We going into that winter time, so bundle up. Make sure you put those jackets on, all that good stuff. Everything. Put it all on. Put it all on. All right. All right. Let's see. Hopefully, all right. That's good news. That's good news. The brother is on his way. Busy man. Busy man. Busy man. Busy man. He's building. Whoever that is, make sure that you let me know who you are in the chat because I appreciate you. I do. Yeah, let me know who you are in the chat so we can have a conversation. You talk to me, I talk black, and I talk back. Look at that. I guess I missed one of my grades. Yeah, but yeah, y'all come on in. The brother should be in here in a second. He should be joining in just about a minute. He'll be joining in just about a minute. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, buddy. We're getting some people in here. Hmm. Not deliver. Let's try again. First, you don't succeed. Dust yourself off and try again. Yes, yes, yes. All right, all right. There he is. There he is. There he is. So, without further ado, y'all, listen. What's going on? I see you, Danny. I see you, Danny. I appreciate you being here. Nah, you got here. Listen, y'all. I am Brother Faheem, and I am super, super grateful and humble to be your host of the Lead with Logic podcast. Lead with Logic it's a brand of saying in a podcast, y'all. It's an acronym, right? Letting enlightenment and divinity win in this harsh level of God's infinite creation. That's it. Lead with logic. Hey man, we all need to lead with logic, right? When logic is high, emotions are low. We can get things done, you know. But listen, super, 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 super excited about a guest that I have today. Man, health is wealth, and this brother is a super wealthy brother. And he's not only wealthy in the sense of his health, but he's also spreading the love. He's also made it his life's purpose to spread that love and to spread that wealth and that knowledge about health. So, without further ado, I'm gonna bring him on in. I'm gonna bring my brother right on in, man, onto the stage.
Yes, sir.
Listen, 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 listen. I am going to give you your proper ado, big brother. I don't want to do this without your proper ado. So check this out. This is my man Jesse Coach Shark Agbotse, or Jay for short, who is probably known as Coach Shark or just simply Shark. He's a tech founder, CEO of S.P.E.A.R Health, pronounced S.P.E.A.R. Look, I'm tripping. It's S.P.E.A.R Health. Pronounced S.P.E.A.R. I'm tripping, right? I don't have my glasses on, Jay. Once a healthcare administrator, the talented young entrepreneur changed paths to focus on bringing his life's work into fruition. Based on a 2019 white paper written by S.P.E.A.R Health, pronounced S.P.E.A.R, his company is driven towards creating health performance technology that will change the way we look at peak energy and focus, the body clock, and burnout management. From healthcare administrator to becoming one of the most proficient health coaches on the East Coast, Shark
Yes,
has
sir.
proven himself to be a renaissance man. Listen, what I had written down for him was the tech renaissance man, the CEO, and the melanated mogul of S.P.E.A.R Health is none other than the brother Jay Coach Shark Agbotse. What's going on, Jay? How you doing, man?
And I'm doing well. I can't complain. I'm always blessed. I'm always blessed. I can't complain one bit, man. Thank you
That's
for
what.
having me on. I've
Come
been
on,
looking forward to this for too long now.
come on, man. I had to have you up on here, big brother. Whenever I can get that dope energy, man, one that can match my energy, or just a person, man, on a purpose, man, I'm always humbled and honored. I'm grateful, man. And so the fact that you would even want to come out and talk to me, big brother, is just it's just amazing, man. So listen, I know, but I want the people to know, man. Tell the people, man. Let's get started. Can you tell the people a little bit about yourself, man? Just a little bit of background info, like I say, other than what we just read, what I just explained to the people. Maybe where you from
Yeah, for sure.
originally, a little bit about your childhood growing up. What you got for us, Jay?
Yeah. So my name is Jesse, but I go by Jay. Um, everyone calls me Jay. A lot of people actually also call me Shark. So in the health and fitness industry and wellness industry, I'm more known as Coach Shark. But nevertheless, outside of that industry, I'm known as Shark. And then a little bit outside of that, just informally, I'm known as Jay. I like to keep things on the informal. I'm president and CEO of S.P.E.A.R Health, which is a metabolic research company. Right, we research metabolism. So we conducted a 70-month case study research of about 45 plus participants. And through this case study, we were able to study how the human metabolism works with different routines and behaviors and things like that. A little bit about myself. I am a I am a young African man of descent. I came to the States when I was actually pretty young. I was 7 years old when I came to when my family moved to America, and from there I resided in Jersey, and I lived in Jersey for quite some time until going to school for biology in New York and Long Island University. So that's a
Oh
little
wow,
bit of myself.
7 years old, man. It had to been like a almost like a culture shock, huh, Jay?
Oh, it was big. It was because this was during the African booty scratcher era. So it was a tough time.
Hey, no, I'm sure it was, big brother. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. That had to been tough. But listen, one thing that I know about you, Jay, is man, you have such a beautiful spirit and a beautiful energy, man. So
Thank
how
you.
was it, man, that transition when you were a kid? How was it? How did you get through that? Just a little bit, not too much. Going from a 7-year old, coming from because you from Ghana, right?
Yep, yep,
Coming from Ghana over here to the east. You were on the East Coast, right?
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow. Oh wow. So coming from Ghana, from the motherland over here up to the East Coast, like how was that though, man? How did you navigate it? I understood it was difficult, but being such a young buck, how did you know what I mean? How did you navigate? Because I know your spirit ain't crushed, so I know you had some kind of coping mechanism. You had something you could do. It was something that you were like, okay, this kid he's thorough. How'd you do it, man?
I think so that was actually one of many changes that my family went through. So one of the first changes was that, right? And eventually moving from so we moved to Newark, New Jersey. And a little bit of background about Newark, New Jersey in the early late 90s, early 2000s, right? Very rough city, right? Very rough city. So huge culture shock.
Mhm.
Now, coping was a matter of there was really no ifs, ands, or buts about coping and getting used to what we're dealing with. So it was really just, especially as a young 7 year old, it was one of those just day by day, learn, absorb. So that you can kind of attribute my level of high absorption for different changes and switches and just like rapid, growth requirements. You
Hmm.
can you can attest it to that. But as far as the coping thing goes, it was brutal. It was brutal, and because I had to navigate a social landscape that I was completely new to, right? So just generally speaking, whenever you're in a new environment, you have to you have to study the new environment. You have to become proficient at how to navigate the new environment and all these things.
That's
Um,
right.
yeah, so it was brutal, but we made it here.
Yes, sir. Yes. Hey, man, absolutely, you made it. You did more than make it, man. You thriving, big brother. So,
Absolutely.
man, in school, how was school for you, man? Going up through, just briefly, are there any experiences that you remember from elementary, middle, or high school, man, that really stood out to you that that kind of you still, have with you or you bring with you today? Are there any of those if you can remember?
Yeah. You know what? One of my most fondest memories. So we were doing a spelling bee, right? This is maybe second month in America.
Oh wow.
Mind you, I'm from Ghana, West Africa. So we're doing a spelling bee. And just a little side note, Ghana was inhabited or populated or colonized by the British up until the
Absolutely.
60s.
That's
So
that's for sure.
yeah, so typical British colonized country. So, private school are based on British standards and things like that. I
Hmm.
attended private school growing up. So, the private school and the schooling, back then is kind of different, right? So my family comes here. We have a spelling bee. I'm in the second grade. Miss Huvel, that's her name. She's from Washington, D.C. I have no clue where she is or even what she looks like, but because I was so young. Um, but we're having this spelling bee, and for weeks, I am destroying everybody in the spelling bees. I am
Oh
destroying
wow.
blue ribbon after blue ribbon after blue ribbon until one word. And this word was it was a slight trauma. It was a mini trauma. This one word was catch.
Oh
So
wow.
what would you define if I said the word catch to you? Right? What would you say that word is? How would you define it?
Define it. Hey man, to catch to receive something that's coming at you. Catch, catch, but it was probably a different type of word though. And I know the spelling bees, they kind of, you got to listen. There are
Oh, that was
synonyms
the
of
word.
words.
Nah, that was the word. Now, remember, I come from a British colonized private schooling system. So
Right.
the English was catch, right? If you're gonna spell catch, it's catch. That will be the pronunciation.
Got you.
So me knowing my limited knowledge at that point in time, I put KETCH because
Wow.
linguistics based, right? If something's gonna be catch, right? If it's a k with the it's got to be a ke. There's no way it's a c at all. It's got to be a ke. There's no
Right.
way. There's no way it will be a ca, right? Because I at that point I'd never heard American English, right? I've only heard British English, and the reason why I pointed out where she's from, Washington D.C. She had a very deep kind of accent almost. So it wasn't catch, it was catch. That's
Oh
kind of how
wow.
she said it. But
Oh
anyways,
wow.
I got that word wrong and I was just like, why do I have this word wrong? I don't misspell things ever. And then that's when I learned, okay, that was my greeting. That was my welcome to America. That- where it was like, okay, so we're gonna have to figure this out.
No, I understand it
Anyways.
because you got to figure like some words in the British spelling, they might in American it might be OR, but in the British it might be OUR. So I
Yeah,
understand how that can be tricky, how you can misinterpret that. So you were still good. Hey, you were still the king. Look,
yeah.
from my, from my research, I see where you played a little football. You played a little pigskin, man. So
Yeah.
at what point did you start playing the football or where were you at in school? Because typically,
Ooh,
here's what I mean. It reminds me of Kobe Bryant, right? He goes to
right.
Italy, he learns, he immerses himself in a whole nother culture. Then he comes back and he has to reorient and get reacclimated to the westernized culture. And that's what you had to do. Except you didn't, it wasn't a back and forth. It was just a one-way thing. But basketball was kind of his. He said it was the level playing field. It was where he felt like he was at home. So I would imagine, was football something like that for you? And when did you start playing football?
Yes, I started playing football in high school.
Okay.
Um, and this was my freshman year in high school, and I'm 13 years old. The reason why I started playing, fun fact, was because, so again, for a while I was the African booty scratcher, right? Um, and this is going through, I'm just living through that. This is going through middle school.
Right.
I get to high school. As we're going through the high school, orientation,
Mm-hmm.
they said one of the orientation leaders was like, if you play football, all the girls are going to talk to you.
What?
That was an easy. So for someone like me, that was an easy win. I was like, okay, cool. So it's got to be simple, right? I just joined the football team and that's it, right?
Right.
Wrong, wrong. I was hoping that would be the case, but it was completely wrong. But the level of love that I fell into with the sport was so unprecedented. And at that point, my original reason for doing it would no longer apply. I wasn't doing it so I would talk to girls or anything like that. That was even beyond me. I didn't even care anymore once I started falling in love with the sport. And I
Uh-huh.
became really good at it to where I played at the next level in college. And I ended up becoming one of the top players in the NCAA.
Oh,
So yeah,
wow.
absolutely. Yeah, man.
That's crazy. Who'd you play for, Jay?
I played at Long Island University. They're in
Oh,
New York School.
oh wow. That's what's up. What position did you play?
I played defense. So I played D line, a little bit of linebacker, um, defensive end. I played some D tackle, so I was different weight classes and different positions.
Hey man, that's what's up. If you on the line, that means you pretty serious. I played a little flag football. No, I'm messing with you. I did play flag, but I played football. So it was cool. I played wide receiver, man.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
played
can
wide
imagine. I
receiver.
can imagine you playing wide receiver. It's
Yeah,
it's a basketball. It's got to be a basketball player thing.
yeah. I was tall and I could catch. You know what I'm saying? They call me Turbo Booster because I could jump. But yeah, man, that's what's up. That's what's up. So
Where, where,
now,
where'd you grow up, Faheem?
man, I was in Chicago. I was somewhere everywhere, big brother. Yeah, man. Oh yeah. I was listen, it's I was all over the place. I was like a J Electronica, almost like a vagabond. You know what I'm saying? I went
Yeah.
everywhere. So or Tupac, which allowed me to get to know different spaces, man, different places,
Mhm.
different people. You know what I'm saying? See different things. But listen, um, was that the point where when you became a football player, was that the point where you became health conscious? At what point did you say, like, okay, this is a sport that I'm playing to be competitive in, to now this is something that I can really take over into my life? Because if you're going to be an elite athlete, you guys, it's more than just playing the game. It's studying film, it's waking up early, practicing, it's going to bed early so that you can do it all over again. And it is absolutely nutritional. It's diet, right? If you want
Yes.
peak performance out of your body like a car, you got to put premium in there, baby. You can't just
Yeah.
put the regular on, let it. So was this what point, Jay, did you say, okay, this is a sport, but this could actually help me throughout my life?
So, fun fact. I so at some point when we got to America, I fell in love with fast food. We know where this one is going. We know where this one is going. So I'm just going to show you. So I fell in love with fast food. So this is me, and this is a picture of myself and my sister, right back in 2002.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Now, this is my class picture.
I see you.
Okay. And a couple years later.
Oh wow, you had gotten heavy.
Gotten real heavy. That fast food, man. It's the sitting down culture, the fast food, and everything like that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It was rough navigating a social landscape that you are already disadvantaged in because you need to understand it first. And now you're dealing with self-image issues, right? So
Hmm,
that
hmm.
plagued me. That plagued me through middle school. And then I got sick and tired of it at some point. When I got sick and tired of it, that's when I joined the football team. And that was kind of like that roller coaster effect because the football team had trainers and things like that, right? And these trainers are promoting wellness. They're in a good mood all the time and everything like that.
Uh huh.
And I'm resonating with these people. They're full of life and I'm trying to be full of life. I'm dealing with self-image issues. I'm dealing with all this new different landscape, right? So I became health conscious during high school once I started seeing the results of my work.
Right.
And this is where I understood the importance of work ethic, right? If you work at it, you will achieve, right? You will achieve. If you work general, you will achieve because there's a growth process,
That's right.
so that I gotta attribute that to my health consciousness, that bit of being over it. I was
Hmm,
over it, and
hmm.
I joined the football team, and that was kind of where things just took off from there.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I play sports as well, and you know, when you begin to now get into it, when you begin to take it serious, you start to understand it's a lot more. Like I said, it's a lot more than just the game day play. It's the preparation, it's the work, like you just said. And you can really take it as far as you want to go, man. You can really take it as far as you want to go. Listen, I caught a if you guys aren't aware, there's a website out there called Medium for all my aspiring writers, for all of my people who just like to articulate and express themselves. I think I might jump on there because I like to write. I love to write and I love to articulate myself. I think I do a decent job. I went to
Great
public
website.
school. I went to public school. Y'all don't. I always tell people that, Jay. I'll be like, y'all got to take it slow with me. I went to public school, so. But Medium, I caught a interview you did, bro, and you said some pretty interesting things, man. About what you had going on. I thought it was dope. I was like, okay, they really captured the essence of my brother, man. But a couple
Yeah,
things I wanted to address. Jay, you have this startup called S.P.E.A.R,
right.
and it really deals with metabolic research. It really deals with helping people at the cellular level, right? We don't hear a whole lot of health commentary that is based around metabolism, but we suffer from metabolic uh, ailments all the time. When you have
Right.
diabetes, that's a metabolic ailment that you have because your body cannot produce insulin, which slows and offsets the metabolic process. You can't really produce what is not produce it. You can't break the sugar down, right? And so
Yeah.
that harms you. So man, I just really wanted you to before I go into this, kind of explain Spear Health to the people, man, and what's going on. The acronym, all that good stuff.
Oh man, the acronym. Okay, so my company is SPiR, SPear, right? SPear Health. And originally we've been a metabolic research company, meaning case studies, health coaching clientele, right? So I'm a health coach. Um, I'm former Health and Human Services. We'll get to that one in a second. But I used to work for Health and Human Services, and I was managing a medical department. But I transitioned into a health coach because I wanted to incubate my company. Now, our company does research based on case studies of all these health coaching clients. Now, with all these health coaching clients and the case studies and everything that we're gathering, eventually we wanted to gather this information, right? And I wrote the paper back in 2019. Now, I didn't know that it would be called AI. I didn't know how it would work. But in that original paper in 2019, I said, we're not sure what that technology would be or how it would work, But we know if we start gathering all the data now, we live in a data age. We live in an information age, right? And it's rapidly, this is before 5G internet came out, right? Right before 5G. I ain't gonna make it sound like this is the era of the boombox and the cassette tapes, but you know, if we gather as much data as possible, when we have this technology in the future, where the technology can look at data and play around with data and give you more data based on the data, right? Then you would be able to hijack that data
Hmm.
and allow people to extend their life force. You will allow them to create more peak capabilities out of their body.
Right.
So S.P.E.A.R Health is the name of the company.
Right.
Project or the app or the framework that it was designed upon is called the SPiR system. It's like a spear, right? S.P.E.A.R,
Hmm.
SPiR. And it's an acronym for Smart Performance Enhancing Adaptive Routine System.
Hmm.
And the idea of this is it is a peak performance app, right? Peak performance. And this peak performance takes data. It's all about data. We live in a data age. It takes data from smart wearables. As you could tell, I have quite a few
That's
on.
right.
It takes data from smart wearables and it tells users when to expect their peak hours. Meaning, if you ever noticed, 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. is a little bit different from 1 or 2 p.m. For some of you night owls, it's around 3 or 4 p.m. when you get that energy dip. But that 9 or 10 a.m., maybe 11, 12 noon, that's where the energy is highest. If you ever notice that, right? That's
Absolutely.
because the human body is designed to see peaks. A lot of us think the human body is linear, meaning, oh, sleep 8 hours and all that stuff is true, but the human body actually works in waves, right? And because it works in waves, we need to understand how to take advantage of these waves, meaning that 9 a.m. and 10 a.m., that's where your energy is highest. So that would probably be the best time for you to schedule whatever deep work focus you want to do for the day. You want to schedule around then. Now, if you work in an information job or something like that, let's say that's where you have your meetings and things like that. That's where you can take the advantage of your peak energy to, if it's meetings or if it's non-meeting stuff. If it's non-meeting stuff, you can work on your high quality deliverables
Hmm.
and you can do your deliverables around these times, right? Now, when the energy dips, you take advantage of the energy dip. The
Hmm.
reason why you want to take advantage of the energy dip, do not strain your mind because you're going to get a second wind. If you strain during that energy dip around 1 or 2 p.m., 3 or 4 p.m., that second wind is going to shorten. So essentially, what our app does, this is what we do. So I'm going to show you guys a little something.
Jay, I'm gonna pull it up, bro. I'm gonna pull it
Yeah,
up
yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull it up for you so that the people you can navigate us through.
sure, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull this right on up for you so that you guys will get to see and go on over to Spear Health and see what's going on. Here we go. All right, all right, all right, all right. Here we go, Jay. Take it away, big brother.
So beautiful. So this is a website you've never seen before. I created this website from scratch. We didn't use I have a team. We didn't use Webflow. We didn't use anything like that. Every line of code, we have about 1.5 million lines of code right now for this website strictly. And every line of code was handcrafted, built from scratch. The purpose behind this website is to normalize, right? Because S.P.E.A.R is a very future product. This is a 2027 product, right? So we want to normalize certain things. So we kept it as simple as possible, but while we're still delivering that message. So if you go ahead and click select peak mode, right? So that blinking item on that left side of the screen, Once you click it, you'll see that that diagram has opened up. So this diagram is called a performance polygon, aka spider chart, aka radar web or radar chart in some places. Now you'll see on the left hand side, right? And I'll get back to that diagram in a second. On the left hand side, we have, it looks like three items: brain power, energy, and productivity. Okay, these are three selections that you can select to, let's say, maximize your peak hours with. So let's go ahead and select brain power. So we select brain power, and now what's being displayed is the different attributes for peak brain power, right? So peak brain power, you'll see the pink dot, meaning that the thing that is at max, that's sleep quantity. So if you want peak brain power, there is a prerequisite. You're gonna have to sleep. You're gonna need to get your rest. It's a non-negotiable if you want peak brain power. Now, with that being said, there's life happens and things like that. And that's what SPiR Health is there to do. SPiR Health is to help you navigate peak performance in case life happens. Now, if you click productivity, let's select productivity. Peak productivity, you'll see that the maxed out stat is routine execution, executing your routine. So again, just to circle back, the whole premise of this is the peak hours of the body. There's only 24 hours in a day, but not all hours are created equal, right? 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. functions a little bit differently from 1 p.m. and 2 p.m., sometimes 3 or 4 p.m. So what SPiR Health is here to do is to help you navigate and make sense of all these things. Okay. So the purpose of this website is to just kind of introduce you to this new world of thinking. Because before, a lot of people will be like, oh, for breakfast I had this, for lunch I had this, for dinner I had this. I go for a walk, I drink water, I do We live in an age where you can see my ring right now, it's on. You see it, right? We live in an age where
Absolutely.
we have miniature computers, miniature devices that can literally track your metabolic data in real time. So being humans of the past will not carry over to being humans of the future. Being humans of the future, I mean, you see it already. Elon Musk is talking about sticking brain chips in people's heads, right? Humans of the future are embracing technology with their health. Now, if you want to avoid, sticking a chip inside your head, you're probably going to have to default to some of these alternatives. If you're like myself, you probably want as much data as possible. You see that thing got the little blingage on it. You see that little shine on it. But
I
um,
see.
you know, but the premise for SPiR Health is I have my data, so now what? Right? Being humans of the past, everything up until 2018, 2016, right? When the Apple Watch first came out, was data, data, give me data, give me data, give me data, give me data. Okay. Now we're transitioning to being humans of the future, where it is I have my data. So now what? What do I do with the data? You get me?
Hey, that's what's up, man. I like it. I like it a whole lot. I read going back to, and I think this is relevant to what you were just saying. Going back to that Medium interview, I wrote something down
Ooh,
that you said that I thought was interesting. You said this has been my life's work throughout my career as a health coach. I foresaw
yes.
the direction of society's health consciousness and knew that it was something that if something like Apple Watch was able to become as successful as it has, then there would be more tech that would leverage the normalized behaviors with the use of smart wearables, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what you are wearing. And so, sounds like you had some insight, man. You understood, like, yo, this thing is gonna go to, like you said, Elon Musk. I didn't even realize he said that. I know the mark of the beast. I know. I remember reading different books as a kid, man, and they talked about the mark of the beast, right, on the hand, but it might not be on the hand. It might be in the. It might be in the mind. The mark of the beast could be either of these places. You know what I mean? So
Oh, 1,000%, man. It's crazy.
yeah, yeah. So This is dope, man. This is dope. I'm going to go to a few more just to let you guys see a little bit. S.P.E.A.R Health. I'm a metabolism research company designing the S.P.E.A.R system, which stands for Smart Performance Enhancing Adaptive Routine System. Based on our 70 plus months of research and our app tracks smart wearable data to give the enthusiast a personalized routine that aligns with the body clock's peak hours. S.P.E.A.R makes your data work for you by augmenting your routine guidance system with NASA-backed help. It's fancy, it's fancy. Brain hacks proven to boost your performance in career, lifestyle, and health. We use immersive gamification to create a unique experience that helps peak performers in making 3 days out of one. This is like, you guys, this is like some super athlete. This is like literally a comic book or something like out of the comics. Like, right? When you think of like Batman, that's really a super soldier or Captain America. This is like the Captain America of exercise, what you are creating right here. Jay, I think it's dope, bro. I think it's really, really, really dope.
I appreciate
Dope.
it, brother. I appreciate it. This is, and as you can see, our months of research and the amount of people that we were able to retain kind of showed us, right, that can we retain more than 80 people for 24 weeks? How about people past 100 weeks, So it works. It works, and we're happy to be able to develop this further. We're currently in beta stage 1. And we're just, we're excited about this process.
Yes, sir. And everything is listed, you guys. You can just go straight down. Peak what S.P.E.A.R can do for you. Peak performance. When you click on it, you get to see. Hey, it gives you a list. Anti-aging guidance. Everybody want to look young. I hear people saying 40 is the new 20. 100 150% more peak hours, AI-driven performance optimization, holistic integrative health tracking and guidance, body clock synced nutrition, weight control, optimized body clock. This is all the peak performance, right? Then you go to peak brain power. These are all things that as we get older, we get fearful of losing, right? This is absolutely helping us to preserve, right? Anti-burnout alerts, access consistent flow state, boost high brain activity, boost mental clarity, data-driven mind guidance, detect downward spirals, routine engineering. Wow, this is awesome, Jay. This is awesome. And then peak productivity. What do you have? Routine mastery, high performance workflow, unified productivity dashboard, gamified completion, and custom routine engineering. I want to tell y'all this too. That diagram that you saw, what'll happen is as you guys go through it, you guys will build up your profile, so to speak, and it'll look exactly like that profile, that diagram, or what did you call it? The
It's spider chart for short.
spider chart. You won't get that anywhere else on the market except at S.P.E.A.R Health. So that's when Jay said this is 2027. This is futuristic AI and technology. That's what he's talking about. You will see that, but you won't see it on anything else that has to do with health rise, right? You'll only see it in gaming, something like that. So this is
Yeah,
cutting edge. Just like Tesla, just like, put it this way, Tesla is the first EV that's really well known. But in 20 years, Apple will have a Tesla, Ford will have a Tesla, Altima will have a Tesla. I mean, not a Tesla, a EV, excuse me. They'll have an electric vehicle, right? I
right.
said a Tesla, but I mean they'll have electric vehicles. Tesla would have just been the pilot, the first of all the models. They'll say, hey, you guys remember when Tesla was when Elon had the Tesla? Well, now Apple has an EV. Now Ford has an EV. That's what this is. This is like futuristic in that way. So man, this is awesome. This is awesome, awesome, awesome. Listen, Jay, I don't want to. I'm going to show one more thing, and then I'm gonna ask you
Yeah,
a
sure.
question or two. I want to show you guys Jay's where you can find him. That was S.P.E.A.R Health. Yeah, everybody's coming down with something, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
and I know
sniffles. Those.
for sure, for sure. This is. I want y'all to be able to get Jay. I want y'all to be able to get him on Instagram. Because if you go to Instagram, follow Jay on Instagram because that will open you up. It's all he has like his link tree on there, and it'll give you everywhere he is. But this is look at you, Jay. I see you. Look at you. Look at you. look at Look at him, the balls. Look at him. Yo, man. Where's the volume? Let me put the volume up.
Energy and focus in our day is valuable to us, but also difficult to calculate. So, what if you had the right tool that strategically guides you towards the coveted flow state using health hacks and circadian rhythm science? I am Coach Shark, CEO and founder of S.P.E.A.R Health. Allow me to be your navigator. But first, question: is this going to be something worth waiting for? Is patience a virtue worth having in order to become an optimized, health conscious high achiever? Join us on this exhilarating path to a more fulfilled, high performing, and extraordinary future.
Dang, Jay, you
Um,
making movie previews over here on Instagram. I never saw that, bro.
you know what's funny? You know what's funny? This is crazy. The life of a tech founder, everything on that Instagram page was made from scratch. So
Mm.
you as you could probably tell, right? You could tell that somebody, it wasn't done by somebody from Hollywood. You could tell somebody, put together the thing with a little bit of thing, add a little bit of music to it, right? But yeah, man, the process has been humbling. I will say that.
Man, you doing your thing, big brother. You doing your thing. But listen, I just wanted to before I ask him these questions, I just wanted you guys to let me for the people who have glasses who maybe can't see this well. If y'all on Instagram, and I know you guys are, whoever watching this back, S.P.E.A.R Health, SPIR.HEALTH. Follow my man, follow my man, follow my man ASAP, if not sooner, because what you'll be able to do is once you click this right here, it'll take you to all his handles everywhere that you can get him. He'll keep you abreast of what's going on. Like I say, he's beta testing with the app. Once it comes out of beta, any events that he has, speaking engagements, you might, hey, you guys, y'all might mess around and see me and Jay speaking somewhere together. So, hey, but
And you know
yeah, I
that's
want.
going and that's gonna be something for the books, man.
Hey, absolutely. Listen, I'm always down, man. I'm always down to teach. I'm always down to share my experiences. I'm always down to touch the masses, man. Bring that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to the masses. That's a part of my life's purpose. So anytime I can hook up with other people, it's like the Avengers or the X-Men or any
That's it.
compilation of human beings with uncanny abilities that want to help the world. I want to be in that number. You dig when the Saints come marching in. So uh,
Absolutely.
so yeah, S.P.I.R Health. I want y'all to go to S.P.I.R Health and follow my man Jay because he's doing big, big things as you can see. Listen, real quick, I'm going to stop sharing and get into some lead with logic information. Listen, this is the part of the show where you guys, y'all know what it is. We get into some niche questions, and for those of you guys who don't know, I am Brother Faheem. What I do is I take the mundane, the controversial, and the sensational, and through book knowledge, research, data, facts, right? Peer reviewed journals, articles, documentary clips. I now extract the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so that people can live life in 3D and our enlightenment can be enhanced, right? When logic is high, emotion is low. And so we try to do what we can do to keep that logic flowing, try to keep a steady flow. So while I got my man Jay on tap right now, listen, Jay, everybody's aware of the elections. Mr. Donald Trump he's gonna be the president again. He's gonna be the president again, right? He appointed Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Mm.
as his. I want to say what is it? The Department of Health.
HHS, Health and Human Services.
Health and Human Service. See, so you, bruh, I'm tripping. You already know because that was where you were. That's where you came from. Did y'all hear him? He said he was the Health Services. Now, one thing I want to ask what your perspective is on that, being that you are a health guy and that's part of your life's purpose. What intrigued me about Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is this: he said something that stuck out. When I
Mm.
look at different countries, different European countries, and I look at the restrictions, you guys, that they have on foods. America's one of the only places that allows you to eat red dye 40. America's one of the only places that allows you to eat all of these different chemicals that when you start to research them, man, they're used in cars, they're used as formaldehyde, all of these things that they allow us to consume. So the
So,
fact that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. saying rule of business number one, we banning all of those substances, all of those chemicals that are killing our children, that are killing our future, they're out the door. So I would like to ask you, my man, what is your take on Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s how he's going to now approach health in Trump's new America?
so I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna begin it by facts. Right. I used to work for Health and Human Services. I was a
Mhm.
medical practice manager. I ran a medical department, the whole nine, pediatric clinic, the whole nine. I had a staff of 25 and everything like that. Currently, I'm a health coach and I'm also a researcher and a tech founder. Now, the thing for me, right, from my perspective, as this decision, knowing that originally RFK was running for, as a Democratic
Mhm. Mhm.
nominee, if you will, right?
That's right.
Um, to transition into then he transitions to an independent. I think this was like last fall. Last fall, he said he was going to be an independent, and then eventually he suspended his candidacy, to endorse the right. Why? Right? That's a question for another day.
Mhm.
But in the name of bipartisanship, right? As someone who worked for the government, who's worked, with the government and things like that, right? You probably too.
Yeah.
We Things in America, things move forward when there's bipartisanship,
Yeah.
right? Meaning that when one side has his claws digged deep. We'll call it
Mm.
the eagle claws. So I don't make it sound one-sided, right? The claws of the American eagle, right? When it's dug deep, there isn't a whole lot of movement. Now, another fact, in 2020, I want to say, then President Donald Trump, passed the CARES Act.
Mhm.
The CARES Act was originally written, I believe, in 2016 before he became president.
Mhm.
So there are bills. And if you look through that bill, right, that bill has, left, or I guess then you could call it the left, right? Democratic kind of rhetoric behind it. Some people will even call it socialist, right? PPP. If you go back 50 years in the past and you tell them, hey, in the year 2020, there's this thing that's going to be called the PPP, and they're just going to give out money. If you said that to a Black Panther, you go back into the past and you tell that to a Black Panther, hey, brother, in the future, the government is going to give people money. Just give them money, right? They'd be like, whoa, that's kind of far out, man. Um, but to circle back to the whole RFK thing, right? The whole
Mhm.
RFK conversation. I want to say that I'm treating this with gratitude
Mhm.
because he is approaching it from a progressive standpoint.
Sure.
We need
Sure.
to hold we need to hold pharma accountable.
Yes,
We need
sir.
to hold we need to hold big food accountable.
Yes, sir.
And largely RFK, right? Because I am a tech founder and I also formerly worked in HHS, so I understand those dynamics of the bureaucracy in HHS. The support that he's received from a lot of us in the tech realm
Mhm.
for his progressiveness, specifically because I'm health tech, I think this is a great opportunity for people like myself and for companies and startups like myself because this makes all of America an incubation space for our companies, right?
Mhm.
So now, like I was saying, right, becoming humans of the future,
Mhm.
this gives us all an opportunity to become human beings of the future
Mhm.
where we're taking different approaches to our health, right? We're
Mhm.
doing different techniques, new strategies. How can we increase the human health span, the lifespan, etc.? How can we hold big pharma accountable? How can we keep big food from putting a green label on something that was definitely completely artificial, but they'll make it green and then they'll say organic or something
Mhm.
like that and have everybody thinking, oh, this is good for my bloodstream. And then these people go get blood tests, and the doctor's like, nah, that was not good for your bloodstream, brother. You know? So I am treating it with gratitude. You
Hmm.
know, who we got as a president is when the decision is made at the end of the day, the decision is made at the end of the day. But so long as we can move forward in
Hmm.
under bipartisanship, right, we
Hmm.
can get new perspectives to allow us to shift, right, towards progress as the human race.
Hmm.
I think that that's a win in my book, personally.
It's a win in mine too, big brother. It's a win in mine too. And I know, there was talks when he ran independent. They were talks like they kind of cheated him. Jay, you remember that? They kind of felt like that they didn't
Yeah,
allow him. They cheated him, like just like how they did Bernie Sanders. They didn't really
Bernie,
like,
just like how they
yeah,
did Bernie Sanders. It's
like how
too
they did
new.
Bernie Sanders. Yeah,
Yeah, it's one of those things like if you're gonna bring him, oh, make him an advisor. Don't let him run
right,
the whole, So
right,
it's and
yeah,
quite frankly, maybe the American people do not want to be pulled super hard in one direction,
hmm,
right? But that's not for me to judge. That's just they're making their decisions.
hmm,
Um, so long as they keep things small and measurable, and we all keep making money, and this inflation doesn't, destroy our pockets, and we all,
that, that that's really what I'm concerned with, right? I
yeah,
told people I didn't really get into it, but I just didn't rock out. I don't rock out with the Democrats at all, bro. I'm sorry, I don't. Um,
really,
Nah, man, I'm not with them, bro. A lot of their antics, a lot of things that they were, running on. I really couldn't get the Roe v. Wade, the abortion. No, I'm not with it, big bro. And then again, a lot of things that they had going on, a lot of the things, how they handle certain things, this last 4 years, it wasn't for me. But I respect those people. I'm never a guy who
yeah,
is judgmental about who you vote for,
yeah,
because you have to vote for
right,
the best interest of you, and maybe what's your best interest is not
right.
necessarily how I line up or how I understand or perceive my best interest. But that doesn't make us enemies, though. That doesn't make us
No,
enemies at
absolutely.
all.
Listen, I went to policy school, right? I got my master's in policy. It was a focus in healthcare policy.
Hmm.
But at the most highest level of being in policy school, one thing that
Hmm.
you will understand, especially about voters, right?
Hmm.
Uh, you want to vote for what your children are gonna live in, because whatever you're voting for now are the decisions that eventually add up into whatever your children live in. Number
Yeah.
one.
Hmm.
Um, and and number two, right, when it comes to these the parties and things like that, right,
Hmm.
it's each political party, right, we'll look at it, call a spade a spade, right, let's call it through facts and through understanding what these parties are about, right. Think of George Floyd, right, that was a spark. And I know, there's a lot of conversation about all these things, there's conversations in all directions and both sides of the spectrum.
Hmm.
Democracy, right? No taxation without representation, right? We're taking it back. But democracy essentially is, right, democracy. Now, republicanism is a republic. Republic meaning that as an entity, we are a full entity and we move as a full entity. That is a republic. A democracy is we have representations, and our representations are representing us, and they are allowing us to shift based on our representations.
Hmm.
So when you have President-elect Trump's first presidency created a little bit of a ruckus, right, and at the social level.
Hmm.
And at the social level, right, there were a lot of this started happening. And because a lot of that started happening, you fast forward, you got 2020. Now people are fed up. Oh, 2020, outside of the pandemic, people are fed up. George Floyd happens, and you got a bunch of people sitting at home. They can't go outside or nothing like that. They got a reason to now be mad about something, right? So that sparks new conversations. And the point essentially that I'm trying to make is America made this decision because sometimes you want to switch gears from being a democracy, representation, local level where we're cleaning things up, to being a republic where it's a big picture and there's a larger things at play. If you look at the whole world right now, things are moving in the trajectory of shambles, right? So again, America made this decision to shift towards being a little bit of a republic. We are a democratic republic. Um, and as far as democracy goes versus being a republic goes, America made this decision. And so long as we got RFK to help, guys like myself
Right, with
and
the
who
health.
right, because as a human species, we cannot dismantle ourselves. We shouldn't. I mean, we got AI already. We got Skynet probably around the corner. So let's try to avoid
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
Let's try to avoid things like that. So yeah, that's my take. It was very highly educated. You got no type of bias out of me with that one.
Oh no, listen, my thing is I did my last build. It was real quick in the car, right? I was at my son's waiting on him to come out of basketball practice, and it was lemonade anybody. And it was kind of like what you said, right? A little bit. What are the silver lining in this presidency? You know, I'm of the perspective that regardless of who goes in there, my community is still gonna have to band together, still gonna have to build a power base, still gonna have to move forward, right? It doesn't matter who the White House resident is. So that's not a huge determinant. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Lower level or local level politics are always what I tell people to get more involved with rather than national. National has its play, but the local level is where you can really, like you said, dig your teeth in there. You can really dig your teeth in. You can really make some positive, productive, and progressive change. But for me, it's finding those ways. Whoever comes in there, whoever's in the office, you guys, figure out what those opportunities for advancement are. The stock
Exactly.
market is exploding. Stocks are going up. The crypto, you know, it'll be. We understand that the Republicans are typically fiscal minded, business minded, and so you see a lot of resources shift from social initiatives now to more business initiatives, right? And a lot of people are talking about the Department of Education being dismantled. People are talking about the police having free reign, whereas, you know, I hadn't looked this up, but I remember hearing Angela Staten King say that Barack Obama had already given them free reign, but they called it something different, though. It was something different that they called it. But nonetheless, either way, either or, like you said, people should, from my vantage point, people should find that silver lining, find your areas and your opportunities, man, where you can advance yourself because the mortgage is still due when they put Donald Trump in. Whoever's in there, you still got to take care of your family. You still have to get up and do what you need to do so that you can survive, so that you have a little something and that you move forward, man. Listen, Jay, man, it's been a pleasure, man. You
Pleasure was all mine.
hey man, you're a great brother. We have great energy. Real quick, I'm gonna let Jay go because I know he got to go. We met at the BitCon conference here in Atlanta, Blacks in Technology. I think you were behind me or something like that, and we just got to talking. And I want to say I had this shirt on, right, Jay?
Yeah, you did.
I
You
want to say I
did.
had my shirt on. I was out there, I was out there networking, man, and trying to get people to, check me out, see what I had going on. But me and Jay just hit it off, and I told him my background. He told me what he had going on, and we you know created a partnership, man. We created something, and we work together now. So it's been amazing. The brothers' energy is dope. It's always dope, just like what you guys are witnessing right now. Super duper cool, easy to talk to, and I just love building with the brother. I just love building with brother. So, man, I had to have you on because I want people to see. It's three people on right now, but I understand, man. A lot of thousands of people will see this, and they will, be like, Spear Health. I see what's going on, especially in the upcoming times. The way we're living. Health is wealth, but I want to say that health is going to get more and more prominent in the American's life because we want to live, man. We want to live without those, high pharmaceutical rates and without, we want our children, we want to be around for, I want to see my great grandchildren, man. And I understand I have to get down to the metabolic level to do that. Right. And real quick, Jay,
Exactly.
I did a build, a three-part build, a holy trinity of capitalism, where I talked about the food industry, the medical industry, and lastly, the pharmaceutical industry, and how all three of them are tied together, right? And how they need to be investigated, and how if people just merely blindly follow them, then you end up with all kind of diseases, man, because they don't always do the right thing for the people. But listen, y'all, SPiR,
Yeah,
Spirit. I showed you guys the website. This is Jay Agbotse. Man, I want to say thank you. Like I always say, Jay, if you hang out, you'll stick around real quick, just real fast, real quick. I always ask my guests to stick around.
absolutely. For sure.
I
For
always
sure,
tell them
brother.
around backstage real fast. Look, y'all follow my man, Spear Health. Check him out. He has a lot of great things going on, a lot of great information, a lot of things that we could benefit from as a community. And as the minister would say, man, may we all meet again in the light of understanding. I appreciate you guys coming through the way you did. Hey, peace and love, y'all. Peace, peace.